Namaste. Assalamu alaikum. Dzień dobry. Ciao. Konnichiwa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Ken at 10. How are you today? Did you enjoy the snow? We certainly did. Don't know what it is about the snow. I don't know whether you feel the same way, but my wife and I turn into 5-year-olds when snow comes around. And we run down the local park with our sledge and start playing around, and we get very excited and jump around. It's just nice to, do something different, isn't it? And see that snow. And I know a lot of you enjoyed it, seeing your posts over the weekend. We certainly did. Great fun. So I hope you're well. If you haven't been here before, then welcome along. And thanks for coming. This is Ken at 10. We broadcast daily at 10 o'clock from our offices here in Southwest London, Southwest 16 Norbury to be precise. We're estate agents. We sell, let and manage properties all around Southwest London, predominantly in our area, which, if you don't know where it is between Streatham, Croydon, and is a Zone 3 commuting area called Norbury, surrounded by Thornton Heath, Mitcham, Upper Norwood, Crystal Palace side as well. So I hope you're well today. A few things to report. I saw a good article in the paper this week. And this particular one, a couple of things actually. But one from Carol Lewis about what we know about the housing market. And this is an interesting point, isn't it? What do we know about, we're all talking about what might happen, but what really is happening? And I think she came up with a few good things. Number one, transactions are booming. We know that across the UK. In the case of Norbury, specifically here in SW16, the 400 to 600,000 range is where the bulk of the market is. That's where the bulk of the saving is. Of course, at the bottom end of the market, locally, the first-time buyer territory, they have the saving anyway. So it doesn't really have an impact. And that is one of the problems for me, is that first-time buyers, as you know, I don't believe are being helped enough. Help to Buy helps them buy new properties, which are vastly more expensive than they need to be. So therefore, from that point of view, I think that first-time buyers need more help. But transactions are booming for sure. Transactions at the end of 2019 are actually down 11% on a year earlier. That's right. They're down 11% on a year earlier. Look, I'm not complaining. We're in the middle of a pandemic and the transactions are going fantastic. But in December, they were down 11%. So it just goes to show that as much as people tell you they're booming, the pandemic did have an effect. It was more than countered by the stamp duty holiday, as we know. The question is, and this is the big one, is how much of the housing market activity right now is all about the stamp duty cut, and how much of it is about other factors? Because there are many other factors now, not least the change in lifestyle, the ability to commute via Zoom. For many companies, the first time they've ever done it. We're hearing time and time again now, people saying that they work for a company that's never considered Zoom, is now using it and finding more productivity in their staff, not less. And therefore, they're now permanent Zoom commuters to work and can live wherever they want. And they're actually moving out of London for that reason. So that's quite interesting. And on top of that, of course, the fact that, many of us are seeing loved ones pass away, sadly, and it's made us refocus and perhaps recenter where we want to be and what we want to do. And of course, then compounded with that as well is the fact that we haven't been able to do anything until we were released in terms of the property market. And that pent up demand has been there for some time and is also having an impact on the property market. And then, of course, balancing against that, the stamp duty is being withdrawn at the very time when we normally see the housing market really busy, in the spring. The spring's a key time for the housing market because as the weather gets better, of course, there's a lift in mood. It's easier to get those children out the house in the pram and, wheel up. And it's a lot of time it's about, in our area, young families moving up from flats into their family homes. So, it's not just about the stamp duty, the reason for the market being strong. It's certainly a big factor. And of course, naturally, we want to save what we can. And if stamp duty will do that, then we'll take it. And I think it's been fantastic. But, we all know, look, the stamp duty situation is ridiculous. Why we should pay such a huge amount of money every time we move house, beggars belief, really. But do I see it changing anytime soon? There's talk of it. I hope it comes across, but I don't think it will. And the reason I don't think it will, as I've said many times, is it's very easy to collect for no reason whatsoever. So why would they change it if they don't have to and they collect lots of money from it? And that being the case, what would they replace it with? How would it be replaced? How would you implement that? So, I think that's really interesting, and we'll see in time how that is perceived. There's an article in the Telegraph as well about stamping out the duty campaign. A group of 50 Conservative MPs are calling on the Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, Rishi Sunak to extend the stamp duty cuts for properties worth less than 500,000 for a further 12 months. And that's a major boost to have 50 Conservative MPs putting pressure on. Of course, we've had the over 100,000 signatures, and we expect that he'll make an announcement around about the 3rd of March. That's his next big speech coming up. So that should be really interesting to see. Love to see that extended. I think it's really important. As many of you will know, I think what's more important is to add some sort of incentive and help for first-time buyers to get those 95% mortgages at reasonable rates. And no, 3 and 4% is not reasonable. It's not fair. Not when the rest of us are paying 1 and 2%. Why should it double for first-time buyers? I appreciate there's a bigger risk, and this is where the government needs to step in and help. They need to support not builders, not new build houses, because buying a new build house is a risk different from buying a second-hand house. Why? Because you pay a premium, like buying a new car. So first-time buyers invariably buy something brand new. They try and move on a year or two later and find that actually the price has stagnated because of the new build premium they paid in the first place. Doesn't help first-time buyers to be mobile and move up the ladder. What they need is support to get onto what we call a normal property, the normal second-hand property market. And that end of the market needs their help. That bolstering would be fantastic. And that, I think, is where the support is needed. Apart from that, I hope you're having a great day today. We've got a staff meeting, as usual, on a Monday morning, and that's always great for finding out what's going on over the weekend. Lots of offers coming in. Of course, the pipeline now is huge because of the situation with stamp duty. Everybody's trying to make that deadline. Some people are already talking about what they're going to do if they don't meet the deadline, how we can somehow negotiate our way through that maze if it isn't extended. We'll see. But I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. We'll be back tomorrow with another Ken at 10. Until then, stay safe and have a fantastic day.